Thank you everybody for tuning in another episode of the Hood Paralegal Podcast. Today we got a special guest. Well, she ain't new, but she the president, Hood Paralegal. Santana, well, my baby sister slash my assistant, personal assistant. She's not looking for other employment. She's already taken. Let's just say what up to the world.
What up? I'm Corey's little sister slash assistant, like you said. I appreciate him allowing me to be on this episode today.
Okay. Now we got something special for y'all. We gon', you know what I'm saying? This a mental health. You know what I'm saying? Protect your mental health segment, and you know we doing this for the high schoolers. You know what I'm saying? And we want to speak on the experience. And Alyssa's been going to therapy, and I'm gonna let her, you know what I'm saying, give some of her experiences in the therapy process and the healing process, you know, and explain some of the benefits so we can encourage others and let them know. And we want the youth to know that it's okay to go to therapy. You're not crazy. It's okay to go to therapy because a lot of stuff we go through, we don't got to go through by ourselves. And healing is always a good thing. So my first question to you, little sis, is explain your therapy process and what encouraged you to stay consistent with it.
Really, I started therapy when I was about like in 4th grade, I would say, around like 9 years old.
Okay.
It really, it was a way for me. It was kind of like an outlet for me. So like, it was like a way for me to talk to somebody. And then like if I didn't feel comfortable talking to like my parents or something about something, I knew I could talk to my therapist about it because like my therapist, his name was David, and he will always make it feel like when I came into his office and I sat on that couch, he always made it feel like I was at home, like he would give me a snack or something. And it was kind of just like a welcoming process. And it was like he always made me feel comfortable enough to talk to him about like what I was going through mentally, physically, and like what I needed help with or whatever, and the resources. And he would give me resources, to kind of guide me through the process. And then I recently started going back to therapy, like I would say at the beginning of this year because of what I went through in 2021 with my health scare and everything.
Okay.
Being in the hospital and stuff, it kind of had a very big mental effect on me. And it kind of changed me a whole lot.
Okay. So now after your health scare, now going through the therapy process, what has been the benefits? Has it been helpful? Has it helped to begin the healing process from the trauma that you endured with your health scare?
Yes, it has definitely helped me reduce the trauma that I've had from that. It has helped me to reduce my stress.
Okay.
It has helped me to find ways to deal with stress and like how to get rid of it. And
not to cut you off, but elaborate on your go-to method to get rid of stress that you use, specifically you.
My go-to method to get rid of stress is music. I love to listen to music. Like me and music, we gonna be locked in forever. Cause music, it just helps me to kind of calm down, and then like hearing the beats and stuff and everything, and being able to listen to people that I know that kind of have, been through struggles like I have. It helps me to relate, and it helps me to kind of know that I'm not the only one that's going through this or that.
Okay, so music. Find you some music. Now, a lot of people and a lot of high school kids, they when people hear therapy and going to see somebody talk to them, like people interpret it that you crazy or whatever it may be, or you gotta be crazy. Help your peers that's listening understand that just because you go to therapy is not crazy. Get them some jewels that, you know what I'm saying, if you can encourage someone.
Properly placed. Attorney calls may be monitored and recorded.
If you can encourage someone, what would you tell them about beginning or how to begin their therapy process?
I would just tell them, like, mental health, I feel like is very important when it comes to all ages. even adults talk to therapists. So I feel like don't be ashamed if you go to a therapist because it's nothing wrong with it. It's nothing wrong with talking to somebody about your struggles because you may not feel comfortable talking to your friends or like the people around you or like your family members about it. And I would say, take advantage of it. Like don't take it for granted. Take advantage of it while you have it because it will definitely help you a lot.
Okay. Now, it's a lot of individuals, your peers, that got siblings and older brothers like myself and sisters that's incarcerated and they miss their brothers, just like you miss me, and we communicate on a daily, but everybody not blessed to be able to talk to their siblings every day or on a consistent basis like we talk, so what message or what, advice would you give someone with a incarcerated sibling like yourself to get through until their family member release, and help them better their relationships in ways that we have been growing closer because in my opinion it seems like we have grown closer since I've been here. So, tell them, get them some advice, the individuals that got brothers and sisters locked up.
Yeah, I would say first, keep God first.
Okay.
Because if you pray and you're going through something, or like you do miss your individual. I know, like when you first went, I was praying, and it, like you said, like it has helped me. I ain't gonna start since you've been up in there. We have gotten closer. And what was I gonna say? And it's just like keep God first, because at the end of the day, He's the only one that could really, determine, what your brother or sibling is going through, because you got to remember, too, it's another side. So your brother and sibling missing their sister, too.
Exactly. And I definitely miss y'all. I definitely miss you. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing, and that's why we do what we do, because we want to be a voice to others that is dealing with our situation. And so you gotta, that was the main goal, and I'm glad our relationship has grew like it has, because we can be a voice to others. And like I said, I apologize to you for you having to endure the trauma from when the police came looking for me, guns drawn, they raided the house and everything like that. Because we see on a daily basis, and I know y'all can cut YouTube on, the TV on, and see people getting shot by the police for having boiling water and stuff like that. And that type of effect, when you see those things, how does that make you feel?
It definitely makes me feel like scared for the Black community specifically, because like I can't speak on everybody itself, but I know for me, like sometimes like I could just be walking simply and I see something, that looks suspicious. It's like I automatically get that feeling like, let me, like get home or something. Like it's definitely scary to see that, and it definitely like kind of triggers something,
Okay. And like I said, that's and I apologize for that.
1 minute remaining.
A lot of people don't think about the trauma, and that's a trauma, and I still, like I said, when I go to therapy, I think about it all the time. That's one of my biggest regrets, putting y'all in that situation, but at the same time, I feel like we made the best out of this situation and we turned it into a positive. And thank you for coming and voicing and expressing yourself and, being transparent with the audience and your peers, because you the voice for the teenagers, and somebody listening, you just saved their life and gave them some insightful and extravagant advice to help them get through their journey. And thank everybody for tuning in to this episode of the Hood Paralegal Podcast. Sis, you want to say anything before we go?
I would just like to say, go and talk to a therapist if you have the chance to, because it's definitely worth it.
Okay.